Shapes aren't just the name of Ian's gym.
Jeez, man.
They're actually really helpful ways to learn the guitar. Welcome back to Modes with Friends. I'm Sean Daniel.
I'm Ian Stitch.
And we're going to talk about shapes today.
My gym?
No, not your gym,
okay,
Ian.
okay.
We're going to talk about positional shapes
Yes.
as they relate to the modes. And this is one thing I see lambasted all over guitar forums in general.
Oh, gosh.
You're not playing modes, man. You're playing shapes of the major scale. You don't even know what modal playing is.
Yes.
You're less than a man. You're a half man. Not even a guitar player. Blah blah blah. Tippity type.
You read my comments.
Oh, jerk. Yeah. So people say this all the time. Like, is it like you're not playing G mixed Lydian, you're playing the fifth position of C major? Which I get what they're saying.
I get what they're saying.
I understand that, like, you could be playing the notes in C major in a G mixed Lydian shape. That doesn't mean you're playing in mixed Lydian.
You're right.
Now, but I think learning the modes as positions of the major scale, as shapes,
Yes.
is an invaluable way to introduce yourself to really understanding the modes.
Or one aspect, which I mean, really in the world of modes, is called parallel modes.
Right.
Where they all have the same root note. Like you can play, an A Ionian, an A Dorian. So like these are standalone shapes, and they're known as parallel modes.
Exactly. But how are you going to learn the modes unless you know the shapes?
Right.
So I think that there is truth to the statement that if you just learn the modes as positions, shapes of the major scale, you're not playing modally. But if you just stop learning, then maybe that's true. But no, you learn the shapes first.
And then we apply them.
Exactly. And that's when you think, okay, now I hear a flat seven, how that's different and stuff like that. So
Yes.
we're just going to run through all the shapes again.
A refresher course.
Exactly. Just kind of like, let's review all 7 shapes.
Yeah.
1 octave rooted on the low E string of all 7 shapes.
And also, before we begin, just taking mental note of which notes are special to that shape.
Exactly. And I think the best way to do that is to group them into 2 groups.
Yep.
Major shapes and minor shapes.
I like it. And also, have a friend
That's right.
on Modes with Friends.
Not a necessary prerequisite, but sometimes helpful in certain situations.
I'm out of here.
So we're gonna do it in A.
Oh.
My favorite key.
Yeah.
A major.
The real man's key.
A Ionian.
Oh.
That's right. So you probably know this by now. The major scale.
1 octave, Sean?
Just 1 octave.
I like
That's
it.
all I care about right now. Again, please go on. Learn the whole thing. Learn it all over the place. We're just going to take 1 octave, all these shapes. 7 shapes, 8 notes, 7 different notes per shape, right? So we're going to start with the major scale. 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 6, 7.
Also go backwards.
Oh,
Very
backwards.
important.
I can go forwards and backwards.
Oh.
Hey, if you want to play the major third like this, more power to you.
More power to you.
Whatever. I in my mind, the way I learned, the way I still play most of the time is if my middle finger is rooted, I'm thinking major. If my pointer finger is rooted, I'm thinking minor.
Timeout. Fist bump.
Really? You the same way?
One of the most overlooked aspects of playing guitar. Middle finger, I'm not going to point at the camera, major scale.
Sure.
First finger, minor scale. Done.
However you want to organize it in your brain.
Yes.
That helped me out a lot.
So much.
I feel it works.
Yeah, I teach it all the time.
Uh-huh.
All the time. So take that,
Sure.
and run with it.
Again, I
Okay.
don't want to, I'm not trying to
No.
downplay the metal guys who do that's
Steve
cool.
Vai stuff.
That's
That's
awesome.
good. It's
Justin,
great.
Justin.
Justin. Hey, Justin.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's just the major scale, the Ionian mode.
Yes.
Okay? So to easily learn that mode on the same thing, we'll just alter one note.
Okay.
So there's A major. What if I just take the 4 and sharpen it?
We got Lydian.
The 4th mode, right?
Yes.
So we're kind of doing these out of order, but the 1, 4, and the 5
Are the major.
Ionian, Lydian, Mixolydian.
Start with your middle finger.
What do you think mixo means in Latin? After? Because
After.
if Lydian is 4 and Mixolydian is 5, you think that mixo means something.
Mixo. What other words? Is there any other word that we have
Yeah,
with mixo?
I don't know.
Sir Mix-a-lot? Sir After-lot?
You're awful today. Yeah. Back to the modes.
It's a good idea.
Back to the shape. So we've got major, Lydian. That's what makes it special.
Yep.
Mixolydian, flat 7.
Flat 7.
So easy way to remember, do them all on the same note. You got the major scale, you got that down. Lydian, major scale with the sharp 4. Mixolydian, major scale with the flat 7.
And the simple thing, I don't know if you want to do this now, but if the chord being played underneath it is a simple triad, as in a major or minor chord, you can play any one of those modes on top of it, depending on what your ear likes.
Exactly,
A
doesn't matter.
major mode is going to go with a major chord.
Exactly.
Done.
It doesn't matter.
But it's your preference.
Once you get into 7s, like you don't want to play like a Lydian mode over a dominant 7 chord.
Blech!
I mean,
sorry.
that would be the worst, the worst thing that could happen. Now, notice I did these all in the same root note. That's what we're going to work on to make an exercise today.
Yes.
And, in reality, if this was my 1, I'd want to go to my 4 and play the Lydian, and then to the 5 and play the mixed Lydian. But just to get those shapes down, we're doing it all on one root note.
One root, parallel.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, parallel modes.
Parallel.
Right? We'll talk more about that in a second. But, so we've got those 3 major modes. Now we're going to do the minor ones. We're going to start with A minor.
First finger.
Beautiful, right? So there's the minor scale: 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7. Now the next minor mode would be Dorian.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. You could even think of that as the first minor mode in the key because it's the 2. It's on the 2. So it's minor scale with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sharp 6.
Ooh, you play with your pinky.
Ian goes
the fat finger root.
right there. Whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't even judge him for that.
Everything else.
Yeah. So there's Dorian.
Good.
Now the next one would be Phrygian. Keep trying, buddy.
Yeah.
And then get back to shapes. I'm sure they have a machine for that.
They do, yeah.
And then we've got the Phrygian one, which is the flat 2 minor second,
Yeah.
as some like to call it. Everything else is the minor scale.
Yes.
And then we have minor scale on the 6 Aeolian.
Aeolian.
Right? So we have the second one, which is Dorian. Phrygian, flat 2. Aeolian, which is just the minor scale, the 6th one.
Yes.
And then Locrian, which a lot of people think of this as its own thing. I think of it as a minor mode because it has a flat 3rd.
I think of it. Everyone's different. Diminished mode because of the flat 5.
Sure, it's a diminished thing. If
but it has
it's
a
more
minor.
minor than it is major, is what I'm saying, right?
I got you. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You might not want to play this over minor triad. You could. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
But anyways, the shape here would be a flat 2 and a flat 5. So in review, we've got Dorian, Phrygian, minor, and Locrian.
Nice.
Now what we're gonna do, Ian's gonna play the triad that goes with each of these. He's gonna play just 7 chords. Well, actually, they're gonna be some of the same chords.
Some of the same chords.
Because he's only gonna play 2 chords, but he's gonna put them in 7 different spots.
4 chords.
Are you gonna play 4
I'm
chords?
going major chord.
Okay.
Minor chord. Dominant chord because we got just to accent the mixed Lydian. We'll talk about
Okay,
that, right?
all right, cool.
Or do you want to do the major?
No, do it.
Okay.
Do dominant.
Do
So
dominant,
I'm gonna play all those modes, all 7 modes in order on the same root note,
Yep.
and there's gonna be a backing track for this, so you can do it too.
Yeah, we'll
And,
play it together for you.
Exactly. That's what we do.
Modes of friends.
I love my
Join the party, join the
This
party.
is for you. Free of charge.
free
Right?
of
So
All right.
yeah.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
so-
Where were we? Okay.
All right, so we'll do a bar of chord. So I'll play the major scale, and we're gonna do these in order. I'm not gonna group these major and then minor.
No.
I'm gonna group these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right?
Yep.
So like if he plays an A major chord, I'll play a major scale. The second mode
Is
Dorian. Gets the minor. The third mode is Phrygian.
Minor.
Also minor. Fourth mode is Lydian.
Major.
You could play a major 7 over there, but whatever.
You could.
Fifth mode is mixed Lydian.
I'm gonna play my dominant 7 because it's just
Because
good.
you're just the blues guy. Foremost blues guitar teacher on the internet right here. Minor, again,
Cool.
6.
I didn't know that. 6.
Yeah.
Minor. Yeah. Okay.
And then Locrian, how are you going to handle this?
Minor 7 flat 5.
Beautiful.
Just like we did in our Locrian video.
That's right, we should check out.
Gotta
for
catch
sure.
that up on that.
So, here we're going to do the whole thing. We're going to do a bunch of chords. Again, this sequence is going to be available. I'm going to link you below. And here we go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dorian. Phrygian.
Lydian.
Mixed Lydian.
Aeolian. Locrian.
There you go. I think that's a great exercise
Yeah.
to really teach your ear the difference because these parallel modes,
Yeah.
you're just jumping, same root note, jump to the next shape. Really is a great way to drill home the ideas.
Absolutely. I'm just going to interject something really quickly. We should have done it like 3 minutes ago. But the concept of a major scale and a minor scale really comes, to light when you're talking about modes because we have these major modes, 1, 4, and 5. And the notes that are changing within the major scale, the ones you want to point out, like as in Lydian has a sharp 4, right? And the mixed Lydian has a flat 7 compared to the major scale. And then we have a minor scale. And the reason that we call it the minor scale is it's the other scale we use for comparison in the modes. For instance, like we have a minor scale, but our Phrygian has a flat 2 of the minor scale. And
It's just a way easier way to do it.
Yeah, they're
than
just like-
remembering a bunch of different things. Remember 2 things really well, and then
yeah.
alter 2 things.
Exactly.
Instead of 7 separate.
major scale, minor scale, and how the other modes compare. It's very important. Major, minor, the end.
Yeah, so whatever. Learn them as shapes. Stay off the guitar forums.
Yeah.
Or make it like a friendly guitar forum. We should make a friendly
Yeah.
guitar forum.
We're-
no judgment allowed.
No judgment allowed, but we are the only ones that are right.
That's right, exactly. So stay tuned for that forum.
Coming soon.